So often it has been said that social media is the devil's playground. And for one influencer, it has been just that. It is the devil's playground where whatever you say can and will be held against you. Hi, Destiny Squad. How are you doing today? Today I'm going to tell you something that has happened to an influencer here on social media and why you should be very careful about what you say on social media. And we have to be accountable as well for our actions. Now, only this week only, news broke that a very famous TikToker, Rosalie's children, were taken into the care of social services. Now, for the purpose of this video, because I know that this video will be circulated in the different countries, I am just going to say Child Protection Agency, because you will know wherever you live, you will be able to identify with what Child Protection Service is, because it has different names in different countries. Okay. So here on social media, we have been afforded, what would I say? I would call it a privilege, and we have to be aware of it. Where, for example, here on YouTube, after you get to a certain number of subscribers, certain number of watch hours, you are able to apply to YouTube for your channel to become monetized. For people who have been through the process, they will tell you that it is not an easy process because YouTube can decline your application. So whenever we get monetized, it tells you that YouTube is they're happy with the type of contents that you are creating. It is the devil's playground. Why do I say that? At times you can become so comfortable, so connected to your subscribers, that your supporters, that you feel as if you have to tell them everything about your life. And sometimes when you're disclosing certain things, you are not even aware of what you're disclosing, and not realizing that you can be held accountable for it. And of course, the law will catch up on you. So we have to be very careful. Some people, based on how they build their content, some people build their content in such a way, they build it based on their lifestyle. So a lot of things that they go through happens here on social media, and the digital footprint is there to hold the evidence of what happens. For this famous TikToker, Rosalie, that's what happened to her. Now, Rosalie has 2 children. At times, while she is on live, and of course, some people choose to have live contents, some people choose to do videos. For myself, you will realize that I choose to do videos. Videos, you have a bit more control, in that even before uploading it, you can actually go over what you have done, see if you're satisfied with it before you put it out, so you can edit it. When you are doing live, which is what TikTok does, so for Rosalie, she is mainly on TikTok, it is live. So everything that you say, that you have said, whatever you are saying, is normally can be screen recorded. So you will realize that after you have done your live, because it is just live content, it is similar to streaming, for those who are aware of what streaming is. So what you'll realize is that, okay, your audience is capturing everything live. Nowadays, social media is so popular. Popular to the extent where you are not sure, you cannot be 100% certain of the people who are watching you. So you'll have the authorities watching you, you will have child support services watching you, everybody watching you. And you have to be very cautious, you have to be careful, you have to be responsible for, everything that you put out there. So yes, social media affords us, for those who are monetized, fortunately, yes, I am fortunate to be monetized on 2 channels. I am working on the third. I actually have a third channel. It's not yet monetized, but I'm working on that one. So fortunately for some of us, yes, we have it as a means of income as well. And we know that, what would I say? We call it mix-up. We know that mix-up sells, but still, guys, don't be bearing your heart. Don't be bearing your mind, heart, and soul to influence the amount of coins that you get. Now, let me tell you about what happened to Rosalie. So Rosalie describes herself as a go-getter. She lives with her partner, go-getter, in that she is always the one on TikTok. Rosalie is on TikTok 7 days per week, and she has 2 children. Now, even in the background, we can hear, because it is live, and she will talk about it. Her partner is the one who takes care of the children, does the cooking as well. Cooking, because we can see that, she's eating and she's not afraid to say who does the cooking. So his name is Jake. Everything that I'll be saying in this video going forward will be allegedly, right? So here we go. So okay, so Jake does the cooking, washing, everything, takes the children to school and pick them back up, get them dressed and all that. Rosalie's job is to sit on TikTok and to make the money. Some people will say that's a very important job because she is like the breadwinner. However, nothing is wrong with that. But when you have children, you have a certain amount of responsibility as a mother, as a parent as well. Rosalie can often be heard speaking really, what would I say, disturbingly to the children, in the type of words that she says to them, the way she talks to them, the way she swears at them. Another thing is that Rosalie drinks. On TikTok, what would I say? TikTok is a bit more lenient than YouTube, for example. So she is able to drink, and she makes no, what would I say? She does not hide it. She will tell you that in order to come on TikTok, to face her audience, I would call it her audience, she has to drink, to muster the courage. She said that she has anxiety problems as well. So you can see, people will see, so remember she's on 7 days per week. So it's very customary for people to see Rosalie starting off sober, and then gradually she becomes drunk. When she gets, and remember, allegedly, she looks drunk to me, and others would agree. When she becomes drunk, her whole persona changes to a more aggressive person. Now, remember I said that we just don't know who are the people watching us. And of course, whatever we do, we have to be held accountable. So whether it is good, whether it is bad, we have to be held accountable. Now, from what I have heard, the relevant authorities, meaning the Child Protective Services, have been observing Rosalie for a time. They know the things that she has been saying about her children. They know the way she talks to her children. And unfortunately, Rosalie could be heard on many occasions calling her children. Remember, she's on live. She does not move. She will call her children late at night and instruct them to go to the shops to buy cigarettes, to buy alcohol at night. Now, for reasonably thinking parents, you would thought that no, your Rosalie would think that, okay, it's night, the streets are dangerous, sending children out to buy alcohol, to buy cigarette is dangerous. And I must move on to say that in the UK, for example, yes, it is illegal to sell alcohol and to sell cigarettes to a minor. All countries are not like that, especially the corner shops. The corner shops do not really, they do not come down hard on you. And that is because, and I'm talking about, so this happened in Jamaica. Rosalie is a Jamaican TikToker, I should say, a very well-known one. So especially if you have lived in the area for a long time. So for example, Rosalie, she was born, raised, and lived in the same community as an adult, allegedly. Her children were born there. So you would understand that other people, everybody knows her. So when, for example, a shopkeeper would see Rosalie's children coming to order, it's like a regular thing. So they know they know the children, they know people in the community. So for Rosalie, other people were looking, the relevant authorities. Not just that they were looking on, but responsible parents as well. People, even people who are not responsible, they would be on Rosalie's life and realize to a certain extent, allegedly, that this was leading down the route of abuse. So they started making calls to the Child Protection Agency. What they did, which I commend them for, was that they started an investigation, probably some months ago, allegedly. When they opened up their conversation, because remember, when you are on social media in this way, your page is public, your channel is public, because that is how subscribers, that is how people, your supporters, will get to view your contents. And of course, remember I said that people they will screenshot your video on TikTok and they'll bring it over to the different platforms. So for example, what happens on TikTok, some people will bring it over to YouTube. So when you look at it like that, before you know it, not just TikTok audience are aware of it, but on other platforms, they become aware of it. So other people have called up the Child Protective Services and lodged complaint to say that there's possible abuse happening in Rosalie's household, allegedly. So remember I said what the setup is. Rosalie on the media 7 days per week. The partner is doing everything else. Not just that, guys. What I admire was that Child Protective Services, they did not just come and collect the children. Yes, they went to the children's school, but this was how they started. At first, they called Rosalie, attempted to speak to her over the telephone. What they said was that Rosalie would not cooperate. In that, Rosalie would hang up on them, allegedly, each time. Now, the thing that got really, really bad, why the Child Protective Services had to almost stop their investigation and act immediately, was that one of the evenings when Rosalie got drunk, allegedly, she actually started talking about things that she sometimes think about, and they were really bad things. She said that sometimes, and I should give a little backdrop, in that, yes, she and her partner, they don't live good, and sometimes you can even see abuse between them, even on live. So you can see physical abuse even online between the parents. So one of the evenings, Rosalie got upset and she actually said that sometimes she struggles in her mind. And on this occasion, Rosalie actually said that sometimes her mind is telling her to light a fire, burn the house down, stab her partner, the two children, and just forget about everything. That's what she says the voice in her head is telling her. Now you would realize that, okay, this is like danger zone. So the Child Protective Services wasted no time. What they did was that they went to the children's school. So they did not even give the children a chance to go home. They went to the children's school and they took them from the school. As it is now, I think that happened during the week, the children have been in the care of Child Protective Services ever since. Now, does that say that Rosalie will not get back her children? Yes, I think she stands a chance of getting it back. And I'm only saying that the law has to take its course, but based on how it works. So from what I've heard, allegedly, they have held like a hearing, because I am now learning that it is the law that they hold a hearing, that a hearing is held within a certain number of days, hours, so that the parents can be aware of what is happening. So from what I have heard, they are giving Rosalie a certain number of, be it days initially, for her to sort of clean up herself, and then they review the case to see if the children be returned to her or if they should be taken permanently away from her. Now, you would imagine that this is a very serious case. And a number of us were so broken when we saw Rosalie really crying, bawling her eyes out that her children were taken away from her. Some people were not rejoicing, but they were saying that it was the right thing because they could see that things could get out of hand. Now, why were they saying things could get out of hand? I should backtrack as well. That Rosalie was showing signs of, having almost like a breakdown, allegedly. And should say why I believe that Rosalie was having a little mental breakdown. Rosalie, for those who were not aware of it, sometimes you have influencers, content creators, they go into what is known as online relationships. These are relationships that are fake, but we do realize that sometimes certain types of relationships, certain types of contents will draw in more coins. And so Rosalie was in one of these. People could see over time that Rosalie gradually started falling in love. Remember, it was not a real relationship, but Rosalie gradually started falling in love with the guy that he was in the fake. And this is another content creator who she was in a fake relationship with. Lo and behold, after one of the, what would I say, almost like an event, like one of an encounter, Rosalie wanted to take things to a different level. In that, and all of this, guys, was online, meaning it was put online by the guy who Rosalie was in the fake relationship with, saying that Rosalie was upset with him. It was like a dinner date, a cooking date. Rosalie was upset with him because he would not sleep with Rosalie. Remember, Rosalie was living with a partner. Remember, this was a fake relationship. But in Rosalie's eyes, she gradually started feeling, attached to the fake relationship and wanted it to become a reality. The guy would not, he was staying true to the script and would not sleep with Rosalie. When Rosalie went back home, and remember, guys, that all of these are content creating. So if it is content creating, it means that everything is happening live. So it's like you are seeing, if it's a dinner date they're having, you are seeing it. If it is cooking, you are seeing it because it is live. If the person is getting upset, you are seeing it. Because we could see when Rosalie got upset and said, "Take me home now," right? When Rosalie got home, she got on her live and she started disrespecting the guy whom she was in the fake relationship with. The guy got upset as well because he said that Rosalie was disrespecting him for no reason. He was staying true to the script. He stopped speaking to Rosalie, and Rosalie's mental health took a downward turn. And lo and behold, here we are today. Because it was after that Rosalie uttered all those words. Now, some people will say, but she was just talking how she felt. Yes, there are certain things, and of course, if the authorities did not step in, a lot of people would raise their eyes and to say, okay, these people don't take the protection of children seriously. So nobody should blame them for stepping in and taking the children away. Now, if you look at it, where are we today? Yes, they are giving Rosalie a little time to, what would I say, clean up her act. Now, some people were wondering, okay, since Jake, the right partner, was always the one taking care of the children, why not release the children into Jake's custody? Because if you look at it, a lot of people have said that having children growing in a care home is not a very good thing, right? When they go into the state custody, sometimes it affects them for life. So you would say, okay, the parent who was being the carer, taking good care of the children, why not release the children into his custody? Unfortunately for Jake, they actually live together. So if they release the children into Jake's custody, as things are, it is like releasing the children back into the custody of Rose. And remember that she's been given an opportunity to clean up herself, right? Because at the moment she's drinking a lot, and you could see some of the things that she is talking. You could see that she needs counseling because of some of the things. She has been saying some terrible things as well. So as things stand, the children are in custody temporarily at the moment. So you would believe that, okay, Rosalie should now take the steps to clean up her act and to focus on getting her children back. But lo and behold, only last night, Rose was out partying. So I am thinking, so allegedly, and I'm saying allegedly for the whole video, because guess what? I don't have any money. Don't come and take out a lawsuit because there is nothing to get. So we protect ourselves. Okay. So she was out. So I'm now thinking, and others are thinking, okay, should Rosalie really be out, sort of trying to connect with the fake relationship, partying again, when her children are in protective custody at the moment? Or should she be making an attempt to show that she is endeavoring to clean up her act in order to get back her children at home? A lot of people are bashing Rose at the moment, but who knows? Perhaps plans are being made for her to go into counseling, because that's the only way that she's going to get back her children. Otherwise, if Jake goes to live somewhere else, then the children could be released into his custody. But then and again, who knows what the law is thinking, because meaning the authorities are thinking, because there are certain things that we will never know. We will never know the investigation, what is happening behind closed door, because Rose has come on. We can see physical abuse between Jake and Rose. So I think that there is more for the child protective agency to be thinking about, other than saying that, okay, Jake is good towards the children. They still have to look at the fact that, okay, domestic abuse is going on between the parents. So guys, what do you think? Should the children be taken away permanently? Do you think that what Rosalie is doing, from what we have seen so far, in that the very next day or 2 days after, she is out partying, do you think that she is giving the impression that she's really mourning that her children are not home? Or is it that she's trying to let off some steam, trying to forget what is happening, and just trying to enjoy herself? Allegedly, both on Rosalie's mother's side and father's side, they said that there are mental health issues. So the children cannot be released into the custody of either her mother or her father. And at the moment, Rosalie and her partner actually lives at the mother's house. And Rosalie has made no secret about how much she dislikes her mom. So a lot has been going on, and people have heard Rosalie physically abusing her mom, hurt her as well physically. Not she's spanking her daughter as well. As it is, guys, remember, and it's going for everybody on social media, remember that others, people are watching us, we never can tell. And remember that digital footprints never go away, and that what we do and what we say can and will be held against us. So, Destiny family, this is what I have to say today. Sad situation this weekend. I hope that Rosalie will get a second chance by first cleaning up her life, become a recovered person where she is no longer dependent on alcohol, that she will get the counseling that she needs, and that she will be able to prove to the child protective services that she is in a position to take care of her children, and that she is genuinely making an effort to be a better person than she portrays at present. Okay, family, until we do it another time, take care of yourselves, enjoy your weekend, and I say peace.